secure your assets. How to secure your assets, your private keys, your public keys, and your seed phrases. So I know most of you, I don't know if you guys are aware, there's this who has if you can hear me, just drop in the chat box. I can hear you. Let me know that we are together. If you can hear me, just drop in the chat box. I can hear you, so I know we are together. Okay, good. Okay, so like David said, my name is Paul Ezeafulukwe. So I'm going to be teaching on exchanges, wallets, and addresses, crypto exchanges, wallets, how to secure your asset, private keys, public keys, and seed phrases. Now I'll quickly tell you a story. There is this story of, I don't know if you know about um there's this young guy, he's a British, the Briton. His babe threw away in those days. I think I don't know what they were doing at home, and all of a sudden, those days when you could still mine Bitcoin with there was a time you could still mine Bitcoin with your computer. Those early days, you could still mine Bitcoin with your computer. So the thing was, he was not really, nothing was coming out of it. So I think one of the days, his girlfriend then, she was like, come, this thing is making so much noise, because of the work the mining that the system was doing. And all she did was she threw away she asked him to throw it away. I think probably she even threatened him that she was going to leave him. And he threw it away. Then Bitcoin was basically nothing. Basically nothing. And as at date, the worth of his asset, I think as at the last time I checked, this happened in Newport landfill. It was 2013. The guy's name is James Howells. Because of the amount of Bitcoin on the computer that he threw away was 8,000 Bitcoins. 8,000 Bitcoin as at date, as at today. If he had those Bitcoins, they will be worth $800 million. I don't know if you heard that again. 8,000 Bitcoins at probably, let's even give 100,000. That's $800 million. Now, if you look at that case, the question is, what went wrong? The question is, what happens when you lose your phone? The question is, what happens when you never backed up your key phrase, your password, your passphrase? You did nothing about it. Those days when we started this industry, we were very careless. We're very, very careless. Sometimes we just open a wallet, and after some time, you forget, because you would open a Doge wallet, you open a Bitcoin wallet, those days of Bitcoin.com. Some of you, I don't know if you have ever used blockchain wallet, the normal Bitcoin wallet. You open a blockchain wallet, a Bitcoin wallet, you open there are many of them, many. There was so much then. So it got to a point that you can you can probably forget, because you didn't write it down, you can probably forget your passphrase. And like this guy, what went wrong? What went wrong? So that's how I want us to look at what went wrong. How do we correct it? What went wrong? Yeah, and how do we correct what went wrong? Now, you need to know this. For centralized exchanges, I'm going to come back to the guy's story. What went wrong? How do we correct what went wrong? So that tomorrow your case does not become a case of, even if it's $1 million. Imagine if it was just even $1 million for a Nigeria. That is life-changing money. But this guy, his own is 800. His name, like I said, it happened in Newport, England. At a point, he was ready to split the total money, 400 or 300 or whatever, with the city council, if they were ready to go into the landfill, dig out, find out. You know what a landfill is? A landfill is, in Nigeria, landfills are all those places where they throw away all the trashes of the city, all the trashes of this was a city, and they are more organized. It's not like we here, where you can throw away the trash of Agege. You probably go and dump it in Isolo. No, if it is the city, for example, Ikeja, they have a particular landfill, and everything goes there. So he even agreed that they should excavate the landfill because the money is too much. Men and brethren, if you bring $800 million into Nigeria, into the, not even state, at the federal level, and probably you say you want to put it into universities, every student will feel the money. That is how much this guy lost. $800 million. $800 million. Somebody can do the calculation and drop for us on the chat how much that is worth in Nigerian money, while I continue. So I'm going to come back on that when I talk about decentralized exchanges and wallet keeping. We have, don't forget, for most of us who trade, we have centralized exchanges, we have decentralized exchanges. For centralized exchange, they are more like your Binance, your OKX, your BitGet, your CoinShare. Those are decentralized, centralized exchanges, and they keep your money. Your funds are with them. Some people have argued whether it is safe to keep trading on centralized exchanges, but we have had quite a number of them that have gone under, though it's not like before. Before we had Cryptopia. I was trading on Cryptopia when it went under. We had Quadrigax. It was a Canadian exchange where the owner died and all the money was lost. Those are centralized exchanges. For decentralized exchanges, it is your money, your keys, your money. What it means is that you hold your private keys. All you do is you connect your wallet to those platforms, you trade and you go out. And the decentralized exchange we have is you talk about Uniswap. You have Uniswap, Pancake Swap, Bakery Swap. Even some platforms now have you can do. Before, one of the strong sell of centralized exchange is your ability to trade futures and spot.
Sorry, Mr. Paul. Can you guys see my screen now? Can you see my screen?
Live, I can see it perfectly well. Go to the next slide. So
awesome.
Yeah. So one of the difference in that, one of the things that people who were using centralized exchanges, they were always yearning for, is the fact that they wanted to be able to trade with limit orders, buy and sell on trade futures on centralized exchanges. But we now have decentralized exchanges where you can connect your wallet, trade and move out, and your funds will still remain with you. DYDX is one of them. There are a couple of them, but for me, the one I use mostly is DYDX. There are quite a couple of decentralized exchanges that gives you offerings that centralized exchanges offer you. Please, the next slide. Good. So, one of the things that, okay, I think let me just quickly go through. One of the things I wanted us to learn here is, to identify the different types of exchanges and wallets. Also understand how to use wallets for storing and securing your assets. Learn how to create and manage your addresses effectively. Uh, Also equip you with best practices for securing your crypto investments. And you also be able to gain insight. That money is too much to even calculate. It's above 1 trillion naira. Imagine somebody throwing away 1 trillion. Is that 1 trillion or 11? Is it 1 quadrillion? I don't even know how much that is. But all I know, man, it's $800 million. That's what the guy threw away. So then your recovery option for a wallet. So okay, you can go to the next slide. Now, please, I want us to take very good care because recently we all know that there has been a lot of airdrops. Because of time, I'll just be taking. I might not go, and the fact that I'm not controlling the slides. But just pay rapt attention. You get everything I'm talking about. One of the things that has happened recently in most communities where I belong, I have noticed consistently people are getting scammed of their money. People are their wallets are being siphoned. And the question, most times when we ask questions, one thing is always prevalent, and that's the fact that most of these wallets that they use, they were interacting with one, airdrops, two, links that they know nothing about. They are not the originators of the link. Somebody just sent a link somewhere, airdrop hunters, and so on and so forth. And they began to interact with these links. And most times, what you see is somewhere along the line, the wallet gets drained. And it has been a consistent thing recently. I don't know if you're well versed into crypto, you notice that it's been a consistent thing. Now, how do we avoid that? One way we can avoid that is like exchanges. Don't forget, the moment you come into crypto gives you a lot of freedom. The blockchain and crypto industry gives you a lot of freedom. It gives you a lot of power. The moment you come into crypto, you become a bank. It means you privately hold your money, all your money. You can hold millions of dollars. We just spoke about somebody who held in 2013 something he thought was worthless, 8,000 bitcoins, and because of quarrel with his girlfriend or whatever, he just discarded the bitcoin. Now, imagine you holding 1,000 bitcoin and you never stored it down. You never wrote down your passphrase. You never stored your private key, or you even stored it too openly. I'll tell you about another story. There was this case that happened in Nigeria. A woman bought Ethereum very early, and she just kept it. Of course, she told her husband, and the husband was also aware, because you can also store it and somebody close to you will steal it. The husband was also aware that she had it. So at the point when Ether first got to 1,200, she wasn't aware, she was not following up. Apparently, somebody stole her Ether, which was now worth, as at then, I think about 16.5 million. in naira when they exchanged it. So she came to a friend of mine who is into forensics. She was crying that her money had gotten missing. And that is how they track. You know what? The beautiful thing about crypto is you can track it to the last exit. You can track it. It leaves traces even more than traditional finance, TradFi. So that was how it was tracked. You can't believe who took the money. It was her husband. It was so, it was funny because he too was going with her to the police, to the forensic guy, that let's find the thing, you know. It was when they traced what he did was he moved it, he just used her passphrase that she stored in a book in her box, took it out, withdrew the ether to another wallet, a DeFi wallet. I think it was Trust Wallet then. Then from there, he moved it to Binance. And you know, people think everything about crypto is fully anonymous. No, it doesn't work that way. It is pseudo anonymous, but it can be fully tracked. And that's how it also got to a point that they had to write to the police, and they brought out some papers, gave to Binance. And the moment it came back, she was shocked that it was her husband. No, I think what happened was it was he sold to he didn't he's not used to crypto, so he sent it to his cousin. So, but the surname, his cousin's surname and his was the same, and that was how in front of the police, they're not asking, God, why you behave like this now? Why you come? You for tell your wife say that you steal the money now. You know? So you can also store your passphrases, and somebody very close to you will take it, will steal it. Now, how do we store our passphrases when we are interacting with decentralized exchange? What we always advise people is this: one, always have a hot wallet. When we talk about hot wallet, every exchange, when we work with exchange, we have what we call hot wallets and cold wallets. Most of our cold wallets are devices. Most of them are external devices, but sometimes there are also wallets that we hardly take online. You understand? There are wallets that hardly go online. That is what it means. Even if you don't have Trezor, you don't have any of the wallet devices, no problem. What you do is you can have, most times we have, these days you have almost a wallet for a particular chain. Some wallets don't allow you to interact with all the chains. So sometimes, like Phantom, you can use Phantom for your Solana. You can use MetaMask or Trust Wallet for your PancakeSwap, Uniswap, and quite a number of them. And these days, already we are close to almost more than 100 chains, from Moonriver, ICP, Phantom, that's renamed themselves Sonic, Ethereum chain, Base chain, Solana chain. The chains are just too much. And most of these chains in want for market share, market supremacy, they try to make modifications to their wallet so that you would also want to use their own wallet. So now, when what I do is, my hot wallet is, I have 10 hot wallets. Most of them are, I use them across board. I use the same wallet to open. If it's Phantom, it's the same that I'm using on MetaMask, the same I'm using on Trust Wallet. Why is that? The wahala of opening so many wallets sometimes is tiring. Sometimes it gives a lot of headache. So I have 10 hot wallets. Then I have cold wallet. I don't use Ledger or Trezor or any of those ones. What I do is I have wallets that are, my passphrases are stored in two of my apartments, so that in case anything happens to this one here, I can go there. And I've also, this is a warning, I've also stored it online in a keyed device. On is an online device, but it's keyed. That means I can only open that app with my fingerprint. I have watched somebody store his. Initially, when we started, I used to store, like my friends, my passphrases and my private keys on Telegram. Until the day before our very eyes, a friend of mine was wiped $15,000. That was like 4 years ago. 5 years ago, I think about 5 years ago. We were just talking, doing something. All of a sudden, he saw, there's a way you can, depending on the wallet you're using, you can set a sign-in prompt, a notification once you're doing a transaction. So he just saw a transaction. He was like, and this is somebody that is a big guy in the industry. If I call his name, quite a number of you know him. So all of a sudden, I was in his house. He asked me, he said, what's happening? Did I initiate it? I said, no, now, even if I initiated a transaction, you have to sign off. And that was how we just discovered that somebody had hacked into his Telegram, saw his passphrase, that used it to open a fresh wallet and sent out the money. So be very careful when you store your wallet online. Make sure that anywhere you store your wallet, that app is securely locked. Like my own app, I don't even use a password for it. It must be my fingerprint. That way, nothing, no stories. I don't want to hear stories that touch. So that's it for such wallets. I would ask Dave to send you the slides so that you can also go through it, but I'll just take the teaching up like that. So now let's get back to the guy who lost $800 million. What happened? Very simple. Because he didn't learn ab initio, he never learned crypto. Those days, a lot of, and that this was 2013. Very few people knew about crypto. He was just mining. He never wrote down his passphrase. He never stored his private key. Or rather, he actually stored it, but everything was on that computer. Everything was on that computer. So the day he threw it away, he did. Then that, I think that was even before Maslow, the guy that sold the pizza guy. The pizza guy was it 20? Which year was the pizza guy? Or maybe the same year, but maybe earlier than that. So he didn't store that privately. We always advise everybody to make sure you store it on paper. Paper is best. I don't want to tell you why I store, so that one day you don't come to my house and you go and look for the particular book. Let's say now. Yeah, you gotta look for it and you gotta catch my money. So, but there are different places you can store. You can store in your diary, you can store in your uh Bible, your Quran. But even if I give you my own, if I tell you why I store, if you take it, you will not understand it. Why is that? Some of the words that I stored, because I've noticed, I don't want to hear stories that touch. What I did is some word I translate it in a different language, and I put marking so that I don't also forget. And there are some wallets that if you forget, they might prompt you on a selection of words. So there's a way I package it. Then some of them I interchange on the different places where I stored. Here, you might find number 9 here. You won't find 10 there, just in case my booklet gets into wrong hands. But on my online device, I stored it as it is. Why? Because even if I give you my online device, you will not be able to open it. You will not be able to access the apps where I studied, I must use my fingerprint to be able to access the apps. And even my laptop is fingerprinted. So you must always use my fingerprint to access it. So there are many places you can, but just be careful so that you don't overdo it. Because if you overdo it, you might become like the $800 million guy that you even have your passphrase with you, but you forget some particular words. Do it in such a way, depending on the kind of person you are. There are people who are technically more advanced, and there are some persons who are able to scramble words. If you're able to scramble words, do it. If you're not able, please do what is possible. It is better for you to move it to a big centralized exchange where your money is safe, that is, your money is insured, than you have. Imagine having 800 million. That kind of thing can even make somebody commit suicide. It will be as if your village people, even in the wealth, they didn't want you to enjoy it. Imagine you had 4,000 Bitcoin at a certain point, and now Bitcoin is what the money. If you bring it to your village, they would crown you the next king. They would displace the king for you and tell the king, okay, step down. We have a new king. And you decide that, okay, I'll just earmark $3 million or $5 million from that money. I'll tell the whole village or the whole town. Oh, why wouldn't they give you the kingship? Are you getting me? So imagine that, and all of a sudden you don't have access to it. It will be so painful that even your village people will not forgive you. They won't forgive you. So so we must be very careful. Don't be careless with storing your passphrases. It is very important. And do not store your passphrase in your email. The day they hack your email, you're on your own. If they hack your email, you are on your own. Do not store your passphrase. I've seen people store passphrases in their emails. Imagine somebody hacks your email. You're on your own. You understand? So please, guys, on that, um, if you're storing let me also mention this. Some people commonize this, but I've seen where it has withheld people from moving forward. Some exchanges use two-factor authenticators. Now, what is a two-factor authenticator? A two-factor authenticator is a second level of security for any particular access. It's a second level of security. It could be your email, your password is the first level, your two-factor. And two-factor authenticator, you could have your Google Authenticator. There are quite a number of them. I use Google Authenticator. Then there's this Authenti that I also use. Now, let me remind you, there's always a key that is given to you when you are activating your 2FA. There's always a key. I've noticed that a lot of people lose that key. And if it is a platform that they don't store that key for you, you will never get that key. That's one. Two, if it's a centralized exchange, it takes a lot of time for them to disable your 2FA. There are some platforms, they will first disable your 2FA. You now have to apply, get some access, do one or two things before they give you, they will have to authenticate that you are the owner of the account. Then they will now ask you to use either your email and phone number. And sometimes phone numbers in Nigeria, you might not get your OTP, and let's say somebody has even taken over your email. That means you are now left in the open. You're left in the cold. So make sure that at every point, any platform that you open a 2FA on, once you open your 2FA, store that key that you're given. There is a key that you're always given. Make sure you write it down. If you're writing it down, if you have, I have I have on my phones, I have, like I said, there are different applications where you can lock. They look like notepads. Some of them have keys, but be very careful. Not all of them are safe. There are a number of them these days. Just make sure you have the right one. So you store those keys so that at any point you lose access to any of your platforms, you'll be able to use the key to authorize access. Very important. Very, very important. Please don't forget. I pray that our case will not be like the guy who lost 800 million. Can you move the slides to the next two slides?
Sure. Mr. Paul, I think someone is
Yes.
asking, what is the key? Like, what's the key?
I didn't hear. What did he say?
I think
What's his question?
someone is asking, what the key is. What the key is.
Okay. Okay. This is it. If if you have ever, let me give you a practical example. Now I have a Google Authenticator. Now, as the moment, for example, I have a 2FA on Candleweb, for example. I have 2FA on Candleweb, I have 2FA on Binance, 2FA on FTX, OKX. Now, for you to create your 2FA, there is a key that you would impute to create that 2FA from the platform you are creating the 2FA from. For example, if you're on Binance, before you create a 2FA for Binance, they will give you a key. That key that Binance is giving you will only pop up that once. It is with that key that you go to your 2FA. I've just opened my 2FA. It will say, it gives me two options: scan a QR code. On Binance, I can scan the QR code to access my key. But because I want to store my key, I don't want stories that touch, I can enter a setup key. I can do what is called, let me show you an example. Okay, I wanted to screenshot, but most authenticators do not allow you, they don't allow you to screenshot. So there's a place you see, enter a setup key. Now, it will give you three things there: code name, your key, either you want it time-based or you want it counter-based. Most of them are time-based. So your code name is the name of the, let's say, Candleweb. You type in Candleweb there. Your key, you can copy the key from that platform or you can key in the key. Just impute the key or you copy it. Now that key, if you lose that, let's say you lose your phone and you want quick access, you can go back to some platforms allow you to upload your two-factor authenticator app. Now, I've heard there's a lot of arguments. Some people say it's very risky. There's a quite, sometimes even Google can be hacked. We have seen big platforms being hacked over the years. Facebook can be hacked. There is no platform that can be hacked. So instead of being at the mercy of hackers, um, you can store it also in your books. I have books. When I talk about, I have books from 8 years ago, 7 years ago, different books, and all of them are still available. Where I have written, because sometimes you are opening different applications. I've opened Cryptopia, Bitfinex, BitMEX. Most of them, we are not using them anymore, but all are two-factor. If I show you my two-factor authenticator, it's very long. I have changed phones, and there's a way you can also import. You can export from the old phone and import into the new phone without doing it manually. Imagine having to import almost 100 codes, 100 keys to 100 authenticators. It's a lot of work. But all you can do if you have it on your phone is you export it there's a way you export it. It goes into a code. use your new phone, download the two-factor authenticator, use the new phone, and scan. Immediately you scan, everything comes into the new phone. So that's it. Then, but Google, I know Google has an option for those who are able to secure their for those who are able to secure their Gmails. If you have something happened recently. A friend of mine, his WhatsApp was hacked. And the day this was last 2 weeks, he told me, I looked at him, I said, how can your WhatsApp, you of all people, how did they hack your WhatsApp? What story is that? His WhatsApp was hacked. The guy who hacked his WhatsApp did a GIF with his picture, where the guy sent me an account number, and said, "Yeah, quick, please, so person, send me money. I need money here." And I'm like, his name is Miller. He has never asked me. He doesn't ask me. Even if he wants to ask me for money, he won't tell me, just send me an account number. I should pay money into this account. Immediately, I knew that this was not him. I called him immediately on video call. The person declined the call. I just knew that this was not Miller. But when I got to him the next day, I said, Miller, call, what's happened now? What happened to you? I know they hacked you. He said, yes. I said, but how can they hack your account? Why am I saying this? Some of us have not authenticated, we have not secured our Gmails. If you have not secured your Gmail, do not upload your two-factor authenticator on your Google Cloud. Don't do that. But if you're sure that you have secured it, that it has, even your Gmail has a 2FA, that before, like me now, my assistant has access to my Gmail because I receive a lot of mail. So sometimes he needs to prompt me that, hey, this has come in. So even at that, he can't. Sometimes there are limits to what he can do, and sometimes it logs him out, and I have to reauthorize him to access it again. Now I have been able to secure that my work email. I have secured that all of them have 2FAs. Not only do they have 2FAs, periodically I go in, change one or two authenticators there. I sometimes I swap from this phone number to that phone number, just in a bit. Like I said, like I told you from the beginning, I am a bank. You are a bank. And for you to own a bank, it comes with responsibilities. But most times we are not looking at this responsibility, we just want the money, forgetting that it is not all about money. There is work to be done. Apart from the money, there is work to be done. There is no bank. If you know the levels that banks go through, how many levels of uh, um, uh, if you know how many levels of authenticators that banks go through for traditional finance, for example, not the manager does not have sole access to the vault. There are three keys: the operations manager, the business manager, and maybe one of the auditors. And those three keys, they work together. One cannot open the door. For a vault door, that is a physical door. Now, we will get to where I will talk about multi-key wallets. Though I didn't plan to talk about it because most of us hardly, I don't use it except companies that use it. But I'll just briefly talk about it. Dave, go to the next slide.
All right.
So I spoke about hot wallet. I told you what to do. Make sure that your storage wallet, or let me use this word, it's not particularly a cold wallet, is actually an offline wallet. Some people call the likes of Trezor, the likes of there are quite a number of cold wallets, but they are device wallets. But for me, I in the way I use cold wallet, I just anything that is not online, that is, it's cold, it's not hot. Then hot wallets are anything that is always online. So use your hot wallet. Even on your hot wallet, create what is called a burner wallet. Just go to YouTube. Everything I'm telling you about, for clarification's sake, go to YouTube, you learn more. At least with this class today, you have an idea what to do. A burner wallet is a wallet that is hot and you hardly store anything on it. Basically, what you're doing with a burner wallet is you're interacting with airdrops. You're interacting, you don't mind. Anytime anybody sends you any link, you use your burner wallet to interact with it. Now, the day you also be very careful, the day that you realize that, because a very good airdrop could pay well, 1K, 2K, and it drops on your wallet. The day that you realize that they are paying, you go to your burner wallet immediately and transfer out into your cold wallet. So always have it handy. Like me, all my addresses, I have my different addresses on different platforms. For example, if you go to BitGet, you will see my Mexi wallet there. So it's just on a click. Once I go to address book, there's a place for address book. Once you go to address book, you'll see where you have saved different wallets. I even have saved some of them. My hot wallet, my cold wallets are saved there. So from there, just a click, I do two levels of authentication for withdrawals. Fingerprint, which is called passphrase or passkeys. It's passkeys. Fingerprint on BitGet. On Binance too, I do fingerprint. On Mexi, fingerprint. Then the second level is my 2FA. So I must go to my Google Authenticator, copy my wallet address, come back to where I'm trying to withdraw, paste, and send out. So that is how it is. Now, I think I've spoken about private key. Okay, no, I mentioned it, but let me just say a private key is a secret code that allows you access to your wallet. A public key, this is used to create your addresses. Now, a seed phrase are those 12 words. We have 12. Some wallets have 15, 12, 15, 18, and 24. Some particular wallets are 12, 8, either 12, 15, 18, and 24. That passphrase, if you allow anybody see it, that person co-owns your wallet. Anybody that sees your passphrase co-owns your wallet. It's just a matter of time. Either if the person is greedy, he will take it. I've seen where somebody was doing a live, and oh, that's good. I like that. Somebody said, Bona wallet saved my life. I for don't comma. My group mates, can you imagine? And I connected to one test net. In 1 week, the wallet flew like aviator. So you see what that person is saying there, that it was a Bona wallet that saved his life. Imagine if he was not using a Bona wallet. Now, somebody's asking, how can I secure my Gmail? Very simple. Go to security on your Gmail. Put in secure your Gmail. Sometimes and most times, if you've not secured your email, they keep popping different. They keep sending you pop-ups that your Gmail is not secured. Make sure that you secured one. You put an alternate email to be able to access it when you lose access to the primary email. Then you also put your phone number. Then I tried all my mails, my Facebook. There was a time that they used to hack Facebook. People just come hack your Facebook, now start sending different things. You can also uh, you can also secure it by putting a 2FA, an authenticator on it, where you have to, when at a certain point, if somebody accesses it without your permission, it will prompt you on your original device. And once it prompts you, you have to authenticate with a certain number. So there are different ways. Some of these things I might not be able to explain it totally this night, but at least you have an idea. You can always go to uh, you can always go to YouTube. Then somebody is asking, is Bona Wallet like open another wallet in one action? No, Bona Wallet is uh it's for your dexes. It's not for your sexes. Sexes in sense of CEX, centralized exchanges. No, I'm talking about Bona Wallet. For example, you go to, if for example, if you have ever used Trust Wallet, you will know that you can create multiple wallets in that one singular app. I used to have, is it 10 or 8? I've opened all of them. Now, amongst them, I have one that I use to interact with testnets. I do not use where I have money on to interact with testnets. I have seen time without number, people's wallet being drained. Do not use your parent wallet to interact with testnet. And when you want to create a burner wallet, make sure you're using, there's a way you create it that a private key. I think probably if you need that, I'll send, if you guys are in a group, I can send a particular YouTube video on how to create a burner wallet. But creating a burner wallet is not a difficult thing. It's as easy as opening a wallet. But make sure as you keep interacting with different platforms, do not use your original your parent wallet. And let me even say this, for sake of for the sake of discipline, when you're interacting with dexes, have particular wallets for each dex so that when something goes wrong, you'll be able to identify where the problem is coming from. If anything happens, you'll be able to, oh, it was when I interacted with DYDX. It was when I interacted with this. That is when this happened. For example, if you're using Candleweb and you're using the platform and the plugins, you should be able to have a particular wallet for it, so that at every point you want to interact with your platform, you go straight to, I don't know, okay, let me use, for example, there's this application I used recently. They do what is called it's a gaming application, and I had to connect my wallet to it. Because I was connecting my wallet to it, I wasn't sure. Originally, I wanted to connect a wallet that had some Solana on. No, I went back, I used my Bona wallet. And the moment I connected my wallet, it was just showing me error, 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 error. Now, I don't know what happened, but I don't want to even think what would have happened. Because imagine if I had connected a wallet where I had a lot of money on. So always make sure that you use Bona wallets. Okay, somebody said, not me writing all my passphrase now in a book. Mr. Paul, Mr. Paul's voice is so convincing. He's preaching the coming of Jesus. I don't want stories that touch. No problem. I'll send you the link. I'll send it. Okay, I've replied that. No, Bona wallet is like, okay, somebody has said that. Isaac Daniel, thank you. Bona wallet is when you open another wallet freshly. You know you can add wallet on your wallet. It means all the wallet you added under your wallet is using the same seed phrase. But you can open new separately, like you delete your wallet and create a new one, then you can import your old wallet, then you can create new. Yes, make sure that your Bona wallet is created separately, and import the private key of your Bona wallet on top of where you, for example, if you create a Bona wallet separately, import your private key. So it means that it does not interfere with the other keys. It's a Bona on its own. So that in case somebody has access to your maybe use a phishing link or anything, they're phishing scam, or there are different methods. These guys, all scammers, the moment you graduate and you're able to catch them, they evolve. They're always evolving, looking for new ways to get the mugu. So make sure that you too are evolving. Make sure that you two are evolving. As they evolve, you are evolving. Okay. Dave, can you move on to the next slide? Let me round up. How much time do I have more?
Yeah. I think you still have a handful of time. I think you still have about at least 20 minutes. The class is supposed to end by 8, but you still have a whole lot of time for questions and all of this. So 20, 30 minutes is still good.
Okay. Okay. Good. Uh, let me take. Okay, please be dropping your questions. I'll be answering it. But I'll take two verbal questions later. So if you have any, just drop it. I'll be taking it while we go. So, guys, we've talked about exchanges. You have identified the. I don't know. I don't know the caliber of people here. Dave, are these OGs, newbies?
Yeah, mostly newbies. So most of the persons here
Oh,
are newbies. Yeah, so the class is the way we structured it is for us to be able to break down very complex subjects in the space for them to be able to
okay,
understand this.
okay, okay. What will happen, eh? What will happen is this. Pardon me, most times you don't, in 1 hour, 1 hour, 20 minutes class, you can't give all. But I'll join the group with my assistant so we can continue our conversations there. I'll answer your questions more detailed with both voice note, text, so that everybody gets the best from tonight class. If Dave will permit that, I'll do that for you guys.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
Okay.
Thanks so much, Mr.
So
Paul.
you're welcome. So guys, um, I think I've covered wallets majorly. You have access to the somebody said newbie Pro Max. It doesn't matter. We're all newbies. we're still learning. No, none of us know. It's not everybody that knows everything. We're still learning. I was okay. Let me just say this here. While when I came into the industry, I didn't learn technical analysis. I didn't go deep. I just learned it up, and I'm now having to. I'm trading a lot of futures, and I'm seeing that, man, I need to go and sit down and relearn technical analysis. So it's one of the things I'm learning in this first quarter, you know. So don't worry about the complex terminologies. That's why I said because Dave has now told me that it's majorly newbies, we'll break it down. We'll break it down for all of you. Don't worry about that. They are not big. You don't there's nothing about it. Even Web3, all those long story. It's just that everything has changed. This here now you get paid. Web2, nobody pays you, nothing, no big jargon. So don't bother yourself. And don't forget, in the world of today, we have university, we have the universe at our fingertip. Your uh your Google, your AIs, your YouTube, they are all universities. So you have access to all of them. Somebody said, can I share my seed phrase with my mommy? I too love that woman. It's left for you. Now, there is something I need to mention. Nobody lives forever. Some years ago, I found that there are wallets that can transmit your assets to the next of kin. Because we have had, okay, for example, look at the case of the quadrigats. I don't know if you heard about it. There was the time a Canadian guy went to India, he died, and he went away with people's money. I still saw the wallet. Some of the wallet, the Ethereum inside, it has not moved for almost 3,700 days. I still saw it last week. Some of the money there, a lot of money. So some of them are in hundreds of millions dollars, not even naira. Then it was about, I think 70, is it 70 something million dollars years ago? Imagine how much it would be today. So they did a lot of there was a lot of procedural error in the way they were operating the exchange. So that's not we'll talk about that maybe later. So but the major thing there is that there's a way, since you love your mom so much, there are wallets that if you don't use them for, you can set 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, depending on the time that you set. If you set it that you if you don't use it, it will be transmitted to your next of kin. And I don't know. That's another thing that, the next phase of this industry, I think that's the next phase. Exchanges will be asking you for next of kin. So the moment somebody is no more longer available, the next of kin should be able to claim your assets because they are money. Some of these things tomorrow they could be 1 million, $2 million. Nobody knows tomorrow, and probably you have children and they don't have anything because you have been in this sector, you have been building in this sector, you have been buying assets in this sector. So there, about 3 years ago, I saw wallets that are like that, but I don't know if some of these popular ones have upgraded to that. But I think the next phase of the industry is both for sexes, is that they will begin to show up wallets where you can transmit to next of kin. But you have to probably go through some processes before, and the person who you are transmitting it to would also go through some processes after. But for DeFi wallet, like your personalized wallet that you hold the private key, your keys, there are some of them that once you don't interact with them within a certain period of time, those wallets, they will send the asset. I think either they send the asset or they send the key to the nominated email, or they send the assets to a nominated wallet, which the next of kin holds. So, but that is for another, maybe we'll continue on that. Somebody said today I meet by okay with food. Okay, can I share? Okay, so I've answered that. That's the thing. So or you said, what if the next of kin fail to use it for like a year or two? What happens next? That is where, see, the world has gone, the world has left where we're no more on paper trail, on everything. We're now digital normal. Everybody's a digital native. So you need to begin. I was recently, I'm currently now in the country. Before I left the country, I started teaching my wife on technical analysis. I started showing her. I was attending a class. I told her to come and attend. So she knows how to use a wallet. So as the days go by, my son is proficient. My first son is very proficient in using a wallet. So as days go, I need to now upgrade them on. Okay, hey, just in case, nobody knows tomorrow. Look at the people that died in the air crash recently. They didn't plan for it. The one that happened in America. Yesterday, a Canadian plane fell down, tumbled, and I think it was that tumbling, that the fact that it rolled over, that saved them. If it had not rolled over, nobody would have come out of that plane because the fire would have gutted everything. But probably somebody in there had a wallet, and that maybe he had millions of dollars there, and he didn't survive or she didn't survive. What happens? So we need to get to that level where you need to inform your people, except you want your people to suffer. Nobody is praying for death. But the way the world is, you don't know. Most people are upwardly mobile now. Most people are upwardly mobile. And once you're upwardly mobile, uh, uh, it calls for a lot of caution, a lot of caution, a lot of you just have to make sure that you are preparing for tomorrow. Somebody saying, is technical analysis for forex same with crypto? I kind of thought crypto market gets affected mostly by fundamentals. Yes, but when you're trading futures, I trade futures. I don't advise newbies, don't touch futures. First, learn your sport, learn how to buy and sell, learn your fundamentals, learn your technical for your sport. Then once after 1 year, 6 months, depending on how fast you are, if you're a forex trader coming with your forex background, you can in a couple of weeks after you have learned the basics, you can start learning about technical analysis for futures. You can start trading futures if you're already a successful forex trader. If you're not a successful forex trader, the level of manipulation in the futures market no be here. There's this saying we normally say, no be my papa be deaf. You can something
Very
That
true.
is a popular saying that no be my papa be dev. It means that if you see small profit, hold that one, because the devs and some people also say no be my papa be market maker. It means that the market makers can look at the AI, because they use AI to train these things now, and see that they have more shorters, sellers, than buyers, longers. We call it long and short. I don't know what you guys call it in forex. I don't trade forex. So, and decide that this thing by technical analysis, it's supposed to go up. And all of a sudden you see the market coming down. Why? They want to pick liquidity and liquidate people who have set stop losses. Also liquidate people whose margin is little, and are people who are using so much margin, so much leverage to trade. It happens a lot. Something happened yesterday. I was trading Libra. Libra is Libra. And some of you, I don't know if you heard what happened with Libra. Libra is a token that was launched, supposedly was launched by the president of Argentina. And in 2 or 3 hours, Libra was doing $4 billion market cap. Not trading volume, market cap, $4 billion. When I opened my app and I saw Libra, I'm like, what is happening? If I had known, it happened like Donald Trump. If I had known already, Mexi had opened a short on Libra. If I had known, I would have done maximum short, lock it up and go and sleep for 3 days or 5 days. But I wasn't sure. I didn't know, because it's crazy. How can a token 2 hours is doing 4 billion when it's not Donald Trump? Donald Trump, under how many hours was doing 12 billion? From 12 billion, it went to almost 100 billion. Today is sitting at 11 billion. Now, Libra, when it got to 4 billion, while it was still there, they did what we call a rug pull. They did what is called a rug pull. A rug pull is that they pulled out majority of the liquidity, and it fell from that 4 billion to $200 million. Now, yesterday, this happened some days ago. Yesterday, I was so shocked, because fundamentally, there was bad news about Libra. I was so sure that Libra was going to sell, was going to go down. So I entered a short. And since I know no be my papa be dev, and no be my papa be market maker, I was taking profit. These days, sir, if I see 100, I take 200, I take. So I was taking profit until I got to a place, and somehow I almost made the normal mistake of going heavy on the short, because I know that Libra was going to 0.3 at least. Do you know what happened? When I opened my app, after like just 1 hour, I don't know what I was doing. I just opened my app. I was seeing minus 2,000%. There was a news that came out that the guys that rug pulled Libra, they were ready to bring in some money to do. I don't know where the news came out from. And all of a sudden, from 0.34, I opened my app, I was seeing 0.3, 0.7. What my saving grace is that, by virtue of experience, if I enter risky markets like Libra, my liquidation point will be so far that for the dev or the market maker to liquidate me, they must lose so much money to people who are going the opposite direction. My liquidation point was $1.6. So as I just opened it, I just laughed. I just laughed at that. I said, this guy is not they try. And somehow my spirit was telling me that today, these guys will do the opposite. And exactly. And guess what? That story was just story. It wasn't as if they were particularly bringing money to resuscitate the project. No. In less than 6 hours or 4 hours, it still came back to that point. My minus 2,000% now became plus 50%. And we now continue till I got tired, because I was just tired. The manipulation was just too much. One time ago, I just went off the trade with small profit. But what am I saying is, what led to this was, the fact that in technical, when you analyze the market, just know that these guys are more hungry than you. They need the money. They need to pay for their margin engines, pay for so many things. They want the money more than you. So make sure that when you trade, even when you're trading spot, if you get some profit, my brother. Yes, I was told that some people are saying the Argentinian president should resign, but the guy, I don't know what he's claiming. I think they are claiming that he's not the one. I don't know. The claim is just too much, but he didn't. I just don't know what's happened. But the major thing is that a rug pull happened. So in bringing this class to an end, the major thing is I just wanted to give you guys overview. The rest of it, you will get it in the group. So we'll just take it out on the group. So in summary, just know that centralized exchanges are platforms where you go and buy and sell. Go to the summary, Dave. Then a wallet is like your bank account. You have your private wallet, which are the wallets you use to interact, and you have your centralized wallet. And like I told you, a hot wallet is an internet connected wallet for quick transactions. A cold wallet any wallet that is offline is cold, whether it be a device. There are wallets that are in devices, and there are wallets that are. I have a phone that hardly comes online. That's where my cold wallet is. And a cryptocurrency address is a unique identifier for receiving cryptocurrencies. Most times, recently, I met somebody who's an older person. So I asked him to copy a wallet address and sent to me. And he started typing it one by one. I just shouted, I said, "Oh God, no, 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 no." I said, always copy. So please, just for the sake of our newbies, never ever go and use Biro to copy wallet address. It's difficult. Always just copy and paste, even when you want to use it on any place. A public key is a key shared publicly to create a cryptocurrency address. Then a private key that grants you access. Never share your private key and your seed phrase with anybody. Two-factor authenticator is an extra layer of security. So it requires 2 levels of verification. So that's basically it. For the sake of time, we can't stay here all night. Other things we'll just take it in the group. Don't forget, if you didn't learn anything, at least remember James, is it Cladwell? What's that his name again? The guy that lost $800 million. James Howells. James Howells. His name is James Howells. James Howells. He accidentally threw away the hard drive that allowed him access to his Bitcoin. So remember him, imagine 800 million. That guy, even till he die, he not go forget that story. It lie. You know. If he had excess money, maybe he could have gone to buy the landfill. Imagine somebody he was offering, I think as at 2021, he offered the city council, Newport City Council, $70 million just for them to permit him to dig up the site. And not that he was giving them the $70 million up front, he told them that when they dig it up and they find his hard drives and he recovers his Bitcoin, he will pay them from the stash. They refused because the work no be here, And let me tell you, if that thing is never discovered, that Bitcoin is forever gone. Not this in cryptocurrency. If you, the owner, you lose your your hard drive, or you lose your private key, or you lose your passphrase, that is the end. That crypto will never come into circulation. It's gone forever. So with this, guys, I say thank you. We'll just take questions, and I'll take 3 questions. Let me see. Is there any question here? Oh,
Thank you
somebody
so
said.
much for the lecture,
Somebody
Mr.
said,
Paul. Thank you so much.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah, yeah,
Somebody
please
said
go
he
ahead.
bought the landfill. He bought the landfill already with intention to find it. When did he buy it? I'm not aware he has bought it. Oh. I'm not aware he has bought it. As at last week, I'm not aware. But if you, oh, I saw the news this afternoon. Maybe it's a recent news. Okay, let's take 3 questions, then we can close.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much for that wonderful lecture, Mr. Paul. I think from the way our students are interacting, it's very obvious that they really enjoyed your class. So I think just as Mr. Paul said, we're just going to take 3 questions. So I can see that Ramachan, you have your hands up. So anyone who has a question, raise your hand. Just react and raise your hand, and then we'll unmute you. We're just going to take 3 questions because of time. So Ramachan is going to go first. Isaac, please unmute Ramachan. So
All
he
right.
or
Yeah,
she can
I'll be
ask a
unmuting you,
question.
Ramachan. Thank you so much for the class, Mr. Paul.
Thank you, Isaac. Before Ramachan takes the mic, okay, I just checked. He has not bought it, but he has offered to buy the landfill where his $800 million is. This is since 2013. So I don't know if they will sell to him, but he has offered to buy it. So guys, go ahead. Let's have the questions.
Awesome. Ramachan, you can go ahead now. Isaac, I think you can unmute her.
Oh, I think she muted herself back. I'm looking for her. I'll unmute her once. Okay, here she goes. Everyone, please send us for today. Check the chat. I'll be dropping the link again. Make sure you send the attendance for today. Ramachan, you can mute yourself.
Okay. Good evening, sir. Thank you, Mr. Paul, for the class. Yes, my question is, does location affect maybe your exchanger? Let me give an instance now. I moved to Benin. Can I use the same exchanger and wallet in Benin?
Yes, it doesn't affect.
Okay.
Location does not affect, especially when it's already open. I travel a lot. I'm currently out of Nigeria. I'm trading.
Okay.
The only time it affects is when you are opening it afresh. When you're opening a new, because your IP will be reading. For example, if you go to Iran, for example, your
Yes.
IP will be reading Iran. And
Okay.
because some exchanges do not offer services to Iranian people from Iran because of the US sanctions, they
Okay.
will not they will not allow you to do KYC, except
Okay.
you prove to them that you're not Iranian. And most time, what
Okay.
people do, they use what do you call it, VPNs to route their servers to other countries that are acceptable to the platform. But once it's open, if you go to Iran, it might sense that you're there. But if you overstay, that's when they will now
Okay.
begin to they can temporarily stop you from using your platform until you do a verification that no, you just traveled there, but you're not Iranian, you're not of Iranian descent. So that's also
Okay.
what. Mm.
Okay. And it will it affect the phone number? Because I'm actually going to move to my home country. So and I normally do like P2P, and I trade. I do spot trading. So I'm scared that maybe it will affect, because if I change location, it might affect, because I connected it with both my phone number and my email.
No, what you will do is, it happened to me. I was in East Africa last year where I was trying to I was trying to do KYC on Bybit. Because I was using a Nigerian passport to do the KYC in East Africa, the identity provider, some sort, flagged it as a scam and did not allow me to complete it. So what there was even I was trying to do another transaction on, I've forgotten which platform, but this was now a Nigerian platform. And because my phone number, they needed me to validate with my phone number. They send the OTP to my number. And once you travel, if you don't roam, especially, and if some countries, our service providers do not provide roaming services for some countries. So they needed me to get my OTP. But the moment they needed it, I couldn't provide OTP. So what I did was I tried using another form of verification. That one went through. I was so happy. Because if they had insisted that they were sending me OTP to my phone number, it would definitely not come. The OTP will not come to my phone number because my number was not available in that country. So what I would advise you to do, first things first, is once you're moving, maybe when you get to the border or to the airport or wherever you're moving to, try to, if you have the other SIM, try to do what is called change of number. They do that. Most centralized exchanges do change of number. So by the time you do change of number, they know that it's there. But the only thing is that you might not be able to do a withdrawal in 24 hours, which is okay because you're moving to another country. So after 24 hours, they'll give you access to do uh, uh, your withdrawals.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I understand, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome. Somebody
All
asked
right.
my
So,
question, how can I get cryptocurrency? I am totally newbie. You're already here. You can buy, they will send you in the group where you are. Ask them, just they will send you the particular exchange where Candleweb is providing services to. So you can always use that exchange to start with.
awesome. Awesome. So, I noticed a few hands were up. I think Easy Trend, you had your hands up, and then I think someone else, I think Mohammed or something, had his hand up. Do you guys still have your questions, or we should move on from that? And also, guys, while you're filling out the form, the attendance rather, please remember to interact with the Twitter link we shared and then the LinkedIn as well, right? The reason why we're doing this is so that other persons would know about this course. I think I mentioned it during our last course that there's going to be another cohort after this, right? Before we move on to the advanced blockchain for the curious course. And then there's also another one for LinkedIn. Please help us interact with that so that everyone would know what's happening here. And then at least Mr. Paul could also know what you guys think about his course. I think that would be good. So Easy Trend, I'm unmuting you now so you can ask your question. And then also we mentioned Mr. Paul on the LinkedIn post. So yeah, be sure to follow him. So if you have any questions or whatever, and then you can reach out to him and you can also learn from his post on LinkedIn as well. There's a lot of knowledge that he usually shares on LinkedIn and all of that. So be sure to give him a follow as well. And if you're not following us on Twitter or on LinkedIn, you should do that. Yeah, there's a lot of value being shared there. Easy Trend, I'm unmuting you now, so you can go ahead and ask your question. So you can unmute yourself.
GM, am I audible, sir?
Yes,
Yes.
you're very audible.
Okay, sir. Thanks for the lecture. Thanks for the time. Thanks for everything. Thanks, Mr. Paul. I really enjoyed the lecture. Talking about moving to other countries due to IP and other stuff, and different kind of exchanges, right? So I am thinking, what if my assets should remain on my self-custody wallet? Then maybe when I move to those countries, then I can start to check each of the exchange that I can access without the verification or maybe OTP on my mobile device, or probably my SIM, right? Which I will have to use to authenticate whatever I want to do. So is it okay by having my funds on my self-custodial wallet? So maybe when I get to those countries, then I can check those exchange to see the ones that I can access easily in those countries without stress. Then I can be able to now send whatever I have from my self-custody wallet to the exchange and probably trade or do whatever I wish. Thank you, sir.
Sure, sure. Very sure. It's very okay. So far your self-custody wallet is secure. You've been able to secure it, sure. That's no problem. Another thing you can do is, some of us use 2FA is our phone numbers. That thing usually fails a lot. There was this season where, especially if you're a traveler, you put your 2FA to your phone number and anything can happen. So I always avoid using phone numbers as 2FA. I use my passkey, which is my fingerprint. Then secondly, I use my authenticator. I don't want to be calling Google because it's not only Google that has the authenticator. There are many authenticators. But the one that I know that I want to rely on is Google because they are big, So that and my passphrase. So I have two levels for withdrawals and both signing. So I don't need my phone. So but what I wanted to sign up for that I told you guys was P2P. That was when I think I was away when KuCoin delisted Nigerian NGN. So because I was away, I needed to do P2P because I'm an OTC trader. So I needed to do P2P. So I had to, and for you to do P2P, you must input both your phone number, use your ID, they must get all your KYC docs. You must be fully docs before you can use it. So that's what happened. So, but like you said, another thing you can do is just move it to your self custodial wallet. Then when you go, you open fresh this thing. But that's another thing. I don't know, she might be an OTC trader and a registered merchant. So she still has to use that particular account, except she wants to start afresh with another account. But it doesn't matter. There's always I've given you about 3 options to go about it. So any of those options will definitely work. Thank you. Hello, Dave. Isaac?
Yeah, I'm here. I muted myself. I forgot that. Does anyone have any other questions for call it day or night? Does anyone have any other questions for Mr. Paul? All right then. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you, Mr. Paul, for this wonderful lecture. You did the most. I think I learned a lot myself as well. So thank you so much for showing up and doing this for us. We really, really do appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you all for the opportunity to talk to you. Looking forward to it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Paul. Thank you.
Thank you.
Elisha would have the slides to you would have the slides sent to you guys this weekend. So look forward to receiving all the slides for the classes so far. Thank you, Mr. Paul. Thank you everyone for attending. And please, we'll leave the attendance sheet open until 9 p.m. and we'll be shutting it down so everyone can make sure they've signed in. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Just to add to what Isaac said, from here we're going to be opening the WhatsApp group so you guys can interact. Anyone who has any questions or have any ideas and all of that stuff, you guys can go ahead and drop your questions and talk with one another about what you've learned and all of that. Then for the person who asked about where they can buy crypto, oh, okay, Ramachan. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. We'll look into that. Isaac, Ramachan said she hasn't been receiving the class link on her email. Ramachan, are you on the WhatsApp group? Oh, okay, okay, okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, that
I don't know how
explains
we're
it.
going to do this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, Ramachan, I'm going to send you. Okay. Oh, okay, okay. Got you, got you. I'm going to send you a link. It's going to be a private message here, so you would be able to access the WhatsApp group. Or Isaac, please, could you do that? Please, could you help me do that? I'm on my PC. I don't think I can get the link easily.
All right, I'll be doing that.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah.
Let me get the link.
So yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the lecture. Mr. Paul did a great job. And as I said, please interact with the post we have on LinkedIn.